The island of Sodor, for its size, is home to one of the most famous and successful railways in the world. And the engines of the Northwestern Railway and its surrounding companies work hard to deliver goods and passengers to ensure its everlasting success. This is Sodor Then and Now. Well, it's happened. I knew the day would come. Do I get to be really useful again? Yes, but not here. You mean I've sold you to the Northwestern Railway. You're going to have a new home and new work. But what about you? I've found work elsewhere. But sir, you've done so much for me. No, you've done so much for me. You've stuck with me until the very end, James, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Well, I'll miss you, Mr. Hugh. I will too, old boy. I will too. Oh, finally! It's been 4 months. Indeed, winter has come and gone. We'll finally have less work. I wonder what this engine will be like. Well, he's here to stay, so we'd better get acquainted. Indeed. Oh, here he comes now. Everyone, I'd like you all to meet James. Hello. Pleased to meet you, James. I'm Edward. I'm Thomas. And I'm Gordon. So, is number 3 the engine I'm replacing? You're not replacing him. He's just at the works with a rebuild, I suppose. He had a very bad accident a few months ago, and you're here in his place. But you will be staying, because you're not strong enough to handle the goods work he does. Gordon will pull the express, and you'll handle the goods work until he gets back. Then you and Henry will share the goods work together. Your first train is waiting for you at Tidmouth. Yes, sir. And Thomas? Yes, sir. Please retrieve Gordon's coaches. Yes, sir. It just isn't fair. I work hard enough for 2, and I've been sidelined for the last 5 years despite being older and more experienced than Gordon and Henry. At least with trucks, that is. Yes, which is why you nearly crashed a few months back while taking trucks. That makes perfect sense. That's besides the point. The point is, this new engine is just going to be another excuse to keep me in the yard. From what I've heard, this engine hasn't even moved in half a decade. Thomas, we all have our roles to play, and I wouldn't bring that topic up with James. I'm not sure it's something he wants to talk about. You don't think he's here to replace Henry? Nonsense! The Fat Controller wouldn't dare do such a thing. James is here because Henry's rebuild is going to take a long time. It's already been 4 months. Huh. If it wasn't for that stupid ice, none of this would have happened. The Fat Controller was already considering a rebuild for Henry. The Welsh coal he used was becoming far too expensive, and a rebuild seemed like the right way to go. Henry has had troubles his whole life, and this rebuild is going to fix those issues. His issues might be solved, but the fact that he's going to Crewe is what raises my suspicions. Crewe is a workshop with the LMS, and all but myself would have become part of the LNER had none of us arrived here. The Northwestern Railway was formed because of the LMS, Thomas. We would have become part of it or the LNER had we not formed our own company. And yes, you would have become a Southern engine, but it's not like we haven't interacted with the other rail companies. But we also formed this railway so that the LNER could have a strong business partner in their back pocket, and vice versa for us. The Fat Controller made it seem like he wanted to somewhat isolate himself from the other 3 companies, the LMS in particular. I think the reason for that is because he wanted to avoid potential rivalries. Whatever the case, I just hope I get the chance to leave this yard. I've done nothing but shunt trucks and coaches for months, and the work is really getting old and redundant. I was supposed to take that train from Tidmouth, but now that new engine is taking it. Oh yes, you'd better move, Thomas. That train is due in 3 minutes. Ugh, fine. Oh, there he is. Boy, he sure is coming in fast. Look out! They're pushing me! They're pushing me! Dear Lord, James! We've got to go after him. No, Thomas, don't! What? Why? It's dangerous. Didn't you see his brakes? They were on fire. Well, I'd better be on standby. I'm gonna go get that new crane we got a few weeks ago. What's his name, Rocky?
He's approaching a really sharp bend. You'd better go after him.
Right. Let's go. Help! Somebody help me! Oh, why are you trucks so stupid? You're going to destroy yourselves! Oh no. So much for a good first impression. Have no fear, James. I'm here to lift you back on the rails. Alright, James. Let's get you out of here to the works. Alright, you two. I'm turning in for the night. I'll see you in the morning. Good night, Thomas.
Thomas, may I speak with you for a moment?
Yes, sir. I'll be right over. You wanted to see me?
Indeed. Thomas, I know you've been feeling bored. Ever since Henry arrived, you've done nothing but shunt in the yard. You've only taken a few goods trains in the last half-decade, and I know you've hated not being able to go anywhere. Your actions today only prove what I already knew about you. Therefore, I have rewarded you by giving you the new Farquhar branch line all to yourself.
Sir! Are you sure?
Of course, Thomas. You've earned it.
Well done, Thomas. That's not James, is it? Wow, what a contrast to the black coat. You like it?
I think it's quite nice. I'll see you two later after my nap. Goodness gracious, what a bright color!
What do you think?
Well, I think it's fantastic. Now, you're going to be taking a passenger train from here to Arlesdale. You will be double-heading this train with Edward so you can learn the route.
Yes, sir. Hello there, James. Ready to go? Yes, I am. I wonder if more people are going to admire my coat.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, that's the guard's whistle. Whoa! Careful there, James. Slow down. Well, that could have been a lot worse. Oi, are you gonna let us get off or what? Oh no. What happened? A coach is beyond the platform. Oh, for goodness sakes, James. Alright, we can go again. Slow and steady, please, James. So, how's the newcomer coming along? Well, considering he's late, not too well, I imagine. I heard he tried to rush out of the platform. Ah, careless young engines. Am I right, Thomas? What are you trying to say? I'm not a young engine anymore. I'm established. Oh, really? What about the time you left all the coaches behind at the platform? It was almost as if you had never pulled a train before. That was a long time ago, Duke. It was 6 months ago. Oh. Well, how's your crew doing? We've been doing all right. Even though Falcon recently had an accident, he should be back soon. And the rest of the engines are doing fairly well as well. Edward, you're late. Sorry, Duke, but James here thought it'd be best to blow steam at the Fat Controller and try to set out early. Plus, we overshot the platform due to his rushing. Oh, come on. Cut me some slack. It wasn't all my fault. Yes, I'm sorry, James, but it was. Now we must get back to Knapford. I think the Fat Controller may want to have a word with you. There you are, James. Now, blowing steam at me is one thing, but overshooting the platform is another. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I forgive you for now, but if you can't control yourself and your attitude, I will have you painted blue. Understood? Yes, sir. Why should I have to fetch my own coaches? Gordon doesn't have to fetch his own coaches. He says he's too dignified for this kind of work. I think I'm too dignified for this kind of work as well. What now? I'm not sure. Let me check. So what's wrong? The coupling on the front coach is snapped. Oh, great. So we're stranded. Not necessarily. Hey, Pete, grab me that old newspaper. So, what'd you do? I used that old newspaper and that bootlace to hold it all together. A bootlace? Oh, great. I'll never hear the end of this. It's the only way we're gonna get to the station, James. But we must be cautious and watch our speed. Well, I guess I had this coming. Well, you haven't run in 4 years. Mr. Hugh? Hello there, James. What's got you so down? I've been punished for my reckless behavior. I suppose I'm just not what I used to be. Nonsense! You know you haven't run in almost 4 years. Perhaps you should tell the others that the next time they insist on harassing you. Yes, sir. I will, sir. Good. Phew. Goodness, I am tired. So am I. It'd be nice if someone could help us and not act reckless all the time. Oh, lay off him, Thomas. Do you know why I'm so reckless, Thomas? I've just spent the last 4 years sitting in a siding. After the Railways Act was passed in 1921, my old line was shut down, and my controller had every single one of his engines sold, except me. He left me in a siding next to an old station so that I wouldn't be scrapped. He had so many people offer him loads of money to have me scrapped, but he refused every single one of them. My controller never lost hope in me. And when your controller offered me a place here on Sodor, I had never been so happy in my life. I could finally repay my controller and show him how grateful I was for not letting me be scrapped. It was a chance to redeem myself, a chance to prove my worth. But here I am, wasting away once again because my eagerness got the better of me. Well, on behalf of all of us, I sincerely apologize. You don't have to, Edward. Yes, I do. I was very rude to you when we pulled the express together, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. As am I. We appreciate you telling us this, James. Thank you. I only hope the fat controller is forgiving as well. Alright, James. Since both Edward and Gordon are busy, I'm going to have you take a goods train from Knapford to Wellsworth. Please be careful, though. Yes, sir. I will, sir. I promise. I won't let you down again. That's a good engine. Now, run along and collect your trucks. Yes, sir. All right, old boy. We're approaching the hill. Give it everything you've got. Pull back, pull back, pull back. No wonder it was so easy when I got to the top. Do you need any help, James? No, I'm alright, thank you, Edward. Alright, come on, you lot. Oh, thank God I've done it. I've done it. Well done, old boy. I knew you could do it. I hate goods trains. Wow. That was remarkable, James. Indeed it was. Oh no. What do you mean, oh no? You did a fantastic job, James. I did? Yes, of course. You just took down the toughest trucks on the line on the steepest hill of the line. I'm proud of your performance today, James. After that, you deserve to keep your red coat. Thank you, sir. And then he said I was allowed to keep my red coat. Oh, goodness gracious, James, do you ever stop talking? What do you mean? I was just... James,
You are a small mixed traffic engine with almost nothing to talk about. I am a large express engine. Big engines like me have much to talk about. I am the only one who can pull the express. Efficiently, I suppose.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I know this line like the back of my buffers. I know just where to go by instinct.
You do realize it's the signalman that sets the points, correct?
The point is, I know what I'm doing when it comes to passenger trains. So stay out of my way and we won't have a problem.
What exactly is he trying to prove?
I need to keep my big mouth shut.
Hello, Gordon.
Hello, James. How'd the express run go?
It went very well. Although I need to ask, what was the goal behind that whole speech of yours last night?
I don't really know, to be honest. I've always been a proud engine. It just comes from my home, I suppose.
You were built by Grizzly, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
I've heard many good things about your class, but I've never seen one in person. And I've never seen one so entitled and nasty to tank engines. What's your whole deal with Thomas anyway?
I played a prank on Thomas a few months ago, and we've been at each other's throats ever since, or lack thereof.
I see. And did you ever apologize?
Well, no, but I'm sure that he got the idea.
Clearly not if he still hates you and you're still getting into arguments. Apologize to him.
I will, eventually.
No, apologize to him when he returns tonight.
Very well, I will.
Evening, James. Hello, Thomas. How are you? Doing well. Yourself? I'm doing fine, as is Gordon.
Hello.
Hey.
You know, Thomas, I think it's time we address this long feud we've been having.
How so?
I'm sorry.
You are?
Yes. I'm sorry for pulling that appalling trick a few months back. It was horrid and rude and unacceptable, and it's about time I own up to my actions. None of this feud is your fault. I hope we can put this behind us and become friends again.
Well, I suppose we can put this behind us.
Thank you. Friends?
Friends.
Good morning, engines. Now, as you all are aware, Henry is still at the works. However, I am pleased to announce that he will be back soon. And by soon, I mean right now. Henry!
Hello, everyone. It's so good to be back. You look different. I know. I was completely rebuilt into an LMS Black 5. Wow. Oh, and who's this? Henry, this is James, our newest addition to the fleet. Nice to meet you, James. Nice to meet you, too.
It's a pleasure to have you back, Henry. Now, I would like you to take the express.
Oh, sir, I'm a goods engine now.
You are?
Yes, Black 5s were designed purely to be goods engines. In my opinion, I think Gordon should be the express engine.
Well, it seemed he hasn't learned much in your absence.
Yes, he has, sir. He apologized to me last night over that petty feud we've had.
He did?
Yes. All in favor of Gordon pulling the express, say aye. 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 Aye.
Very well then. Gordon, you may go and collect your coaches. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And James, thank you. You've truly proven yourself worthy of being a member of our fleet.